good question. And I suppose I'd love to give you a definitive answer here and kind of a yes or no to that, or but I'm afraid the answer is it depends. I think the first thing it depends upon is kind of your timescale. The longer you are able to leave an investment untouched, the better. But also the more confident you can be to put more of your inheritance or this £40,000 pot away. If you have a very short-term demand or call upon that capital or call upon that cash back, the advice would be don't invest anything for the short term. Investments should be thought about in terms of long-term prospects of the investment you're making, give it a chance to grow. And if you're looking to take that money back for something very soon, that portion of this money shouldn't be invested. It'll also depend on, I suppose, the prospects for the investments you're looking to make, whether it's in the equity market or property. What are the prospects for the kinds of investments you're looking to make? Stands to reason that the better the prospects look, the more you could be encouraged to put onto that investment. If the investment is going to only go up from this point, you want as much of your money on it as possible. Again, there's no such thing as a guaranteed investment, and there's always risk. So again, you need to look at all the moving parts. But looking at the kind of investments you're wanting to make should help you work out whether some or all or none of this needs to go in straight away. You need to consider what the money is eventually for. If it is part of your retirement planning or kind of longer term savings vision, absolutely, a good amount of that money could be invested straight away. But if it's eventually for something meaningful in your life, let's say a property purchase or children's education or something like that, you may want to treat that money more cautiously. As I said, there's no such thing as a guarantee in any investment that you make. So you might want to urge caution with some of that money and not put it all in straight away. Additionally, you should think about other savings and investments and incomes that you have in your life. Again, that will help you work out how much of that lump sum should or could be invested. If you have other savings and investments and income that you can fall back on, you could be potentially more comfortable putting more of that money into an investment. But if you don't have other assets and savings and incomes, you might need to keep some of that money back to live on, as part of your cash requirement. I think what I'm trying to say here is it certainly depends on your circumstances. And what I would advise is working with a professional to understand your circumstances and the role this money can play in your future. Take some time to get the right advice on what to do with it, because there are so many moving parts, and advice, does cost. There is a fee for investment advice, but the cost of getting it wrong can be far greater than the cost of getting the right advice.